Yeah, I mean, I remember I interviewed FBG Duck in our first interview, and we talked about Zach. And he basically was like, whoever killed Zach is a bitch, you know, because that dude wasn't out there causing any harm to nobody.
R.I.P. Zach.
R.I.P. ZackTV. When you heard about that news about him getting killed and saw the video and everything else like that, how did you feel?
I felt like it was crazy, and whoever did this shit was some bitch ass niggas. You feel me? Cause Zach ain't did shit to nobody. So whoever did that to Zach was hating on Zach. You know what I'm saying? Cause I don't know, from me knowing Zach and from everybody else knowing Zach, I ain't never heard of Zach to do no fucked up shit to nobody. You feel me? So I don't feel like there's no reason in this world you should even want to do shit to Zach.
And then, ironically enough, FBG Duck gets killed a couple years later, and that shit is still unsolved. That really killed me because me and Duck had done a couple of interviews, and the interviews we really kind of did deep dives into sort of his life and the previous shootings, the other times he's gotten shot and so forth. And there was a whole conversation about him even leaving the city, and he was trying to convince me why he's not gonna leave the city.
Right.
Only to ultimately get killed in the city.
Yep.
Which is sad, man. And once again, another unsolved Chicago murder.
Yep.
And this one happened in broad daylight in the most commercial, high-end, it was like the Rodeo Drive of Chicago.
Yep.
You know, why do you think you have these situations where you have people like Zach and FBG Duck getting killed and there's witnesses and video and everything and nothing ever happens in terms of like...
Man, I wish I knew. Like, I think about Zach often. And you know, FBG Duck name still comes up in the blogs. His mom, I know you interviewed his mom. She follows us, and she's real vocal about, you know, Duck still. And to just think, like, I don't know, like, does Chicago PD do they not care? Like, did they want them to die? Like, I don't know. Like, I think about that a lot. Like, all these cameras, it's 2021, and I think Chicago, they said, is the most surveillanced, one of the top surveillance cities, and y'all don't have nothing? It makes you think.
Yeah, no, I mean, I remember in that same article, there was I believe a Chicago PD cop that was criticizing Zach, that was saying like, yo, like he's out here glamorizing these criminals and glamorizing these gangsters and making them feel like they're justified in their actions and they don't like it. And I could see that, like from a cop's point of view, like I could see why they don't like people like us, you know, because they feel like we're somehow making their job harder, but that's not the reality of it all.
They feel like we're keeping it going. They feel like we're keeping it going, we're glorifying it, when we're really just documenting shit that's already out there.
I mean, not only documenting shit that's already out there, but every conversation is, you know, ultimately, if you look at the whole interview, you see that it's never glamorized. It always shows the hurt and destruction. There's never you know, all the big drug kingpins I've ever interviewed, none of them have ever rode off into the sunset. They've all done massive prison time. They've lost everything. They didn't get to see their kids grow up. They come out and they're broke. You know, everyone around them is dead or in prison. There's never a blueprint of, this is how you should do it now. You should follow this guy. It's never like that. It's like, okay, if you ever want to think about doing this, here's what you don't want to do. I just interviewed, this former Washington, D.C. drug kingpin, Eddie Mathis. And, you know, he talked about how when he got to prison, he literally would see young guys get snatched up and gang raped by like 30 older dudes. And I'm like, all right, if there's ever a reason not to go to prison, this right here, this right here.
Shit, that's the reason right there.
Like, you have to be convinced at this point. Like,
facts.